From the Western Cape to Kwazulu Natal now, hundreds of people who were displaced by severe flooding there in April will be relocated to their new homes today.
Yeah, they had been moved to care centres in the immediate aftermath of the heavy rains. This relocation was a great source of discontentment as government officials struggle to find suitable areas to accommodate them. Let's get you the latest on this from Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise, who joins us in Durban this morning. Nobuhle, is this a good news story today that these homes are finally being handed over? Do we expect things to run smoothly?
Good morning, Michelle. It depends how you want to look at it. You will remember that in the beginning of November, Newzroom Afrika did visit one of those mass care centres. We were in Pietermaritzburg at Truro Hall, where the people who were there were really unhappy with how government was handling the entire situation. Most of them basically saying that they wouldn't want to spend Christmas in that hall. A lot of them were saying that it was uncomfortable living there and that government had basically been giving them all sorts of stories in terms of moving them. I remember about 2 weeks ago, I actually received a call from one of those people who were inside that hall in Truro Hall, and they were explaining to me that the government had said they would give them building material and then they would have to see where they basically have to see themselves out. And it's interesting because when we were at a media briefing with provincial government in mid-November, they had mentioned that there's no land available, which is one of the biggest problems with them relocating a lot of these people who are still in mass care centres. And so when I received a call to say that people are receiving building materials so they could build, it was a question. I questioned where would they be building because the provincial government has indicated that there is no space for them to build. Another thing is that they say they've identified a place in Russell Street in the Durban CBD, and that is where the Premier Nobuhle will be today with the MEC for Housing as well as Public Works, Dr. Ntutuko Mahlaba. They will be then moving. They say that they'll be moving these over 1,600 people from those mass care centres and shut them down permanently, and they will find them space in one of those buildings they've identified in the Durban CBD. And Michelle, you know, just to paint a picture for you of what the province is like even today, you know that we've had heavy rains since Sunday, and the province has actually been upgraded to a level 4 warning, meaning that a lot of damage has already been done. There's been reports from different district municipalities about incidents that have happened since the rains on Sunday. We saw heavy downpours yesterday again, and that just means that the province is also on high alert once again for those floods that we saw in April that devastated and left those people that we are seeing today being relocated. I'm also outside, just standing, not outside, but I'm standing right next to an informal settlement that is on the, it's right on the brinks of a river, just like that informal settlement in Alex along the Yekske River. We have the same situation here, and I'm going to ask my colleague Lungelo to just pan so you can see the extent of the damage from those April floods, and that this informal settlement called Emampondweni, which is right along the riverbanks, is also at risk should these heavy rains continue. Today we have seen the weather subside just a little bit. The heavy downpours have subsided, but that alert that we saw yesterday saying that the rains will continue into the week and over the weekend. So these people will also be compromised, and disaster management is also still on high alert, and they would then have to make plans again for people who will be displaced, because as you can see from the visuals that we're giving you now, things don't look that good. If it starts pouring again, these people here will be displaced. Mass care centres will have to be reopened once again, and we have a disaster on our hands yet again.
Yeah, we all know how quickly water levels can rise. Nobuhle, I want to just go back to the relocation that's happening today. You mentioned a building in the city centre. Are you saying most of the families will be housed in perhaps an apartment block? Do you have those details?
At the moment, Michelle, we don't have the details. All we know is that what they've said to us is that they've identified a building in Russell Street in the Durban CBD. They haven't given us details. I'm assuming that we will find out what that exactly looks like at 9 a.m. today when they will be unveiling their plans. But at the moment, all they've given us is the fact that they've identified a building and those people will be placed there.
I suppose one of the big questions we must surely put to the Human Settlements MEC today is whether the province is going to continue to be reactive or whether concrete plans have been put in place given the kind of weather we've seen in the province now over the past year.
Indeed, Michelle. Yesterday, when that level 4 warning was given, there was a statement that was released by COGTA, and in it they mentioned that they will be holding a provincial joint operation committee daily until the rains have subsided to take stock of any incidents that may occur, and this will also provide them an opportunity for the province to get a global picture while also identifying areas that might need provincial intervention. So they are saying to us that they do have contingency plans in place. That joint operation committee will be held on a daily, and we'll see from there whether the province will be reactive or proactive when it comes to disasters in this province.
Nobuhle Modise, live to us there in Durban. Certainly a moving story that we continue to track. That handover is set to take place a little later on this morning. Nobuhle, thanks very much indeed for that update.